It's a brand new week for Pixel Peak. Thank you for joining us.
It is the spooky season again, so everyone make sure to get out your decorations.
As for gaming news, we're starting off with the latest characters added to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's cast.
Unfortunately, we then have some bad news about Facebook's token game, Farmville.
After that, we'll talk about some multiplayer games as they are introducing new seasons to their respective games.
And lastly, we'll talk about No Man's Sky in the Titanic edition that has taken the fanbase by storm.
Be sure to stick around for the analysis segment. Ruby will be diving into what Animal Crossing players have been getting into.
Then we'll get a close look at the Super Mario Bros. 35 game that Haley reviewed this week.
All that in today's episode. I'm Kristen Lawrence.
And I'm Sydney Thompson. We hope you enjoy your stay here on Pixel Peak.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a huge crossover fighting game that was originally released at the end of 2018. As part of expansion packs, the game has been adding tons of extra content, from more playable characters, new levels to play on, and even new music tracks. The first expansion pack was the Fighter's Pass. That was released in December of 2018 and brought 5 new characters into the mix. The upcoming Fighter's Pass Volume 2 has characters coming straight from the Minecraft universe. Although the pass was first released in January of this year, they have been slowly adding more characters and crossovers as they go. This is where Minecraft stepped in, bringing Steve and Alex, the male and female default skins, as well as the Enderman and Zombie, 2 monsters in the game. They will be joining the large cast of characters for unique fighting experiences. Fitting in with the Minecraft cast, players will be able to build, use TNT, lay down minecarts, and even use a set of flying wings from the game. Masahiro Sakurai, the game director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, explained that the adaptation the development team undertook was massive. The changes mostly came down to adjust the levels in-game to allow for blocks to be placed. Steve and Alex will be joining Min Min from the game ARMS and the first character added in the second Fighter's Pass, as well as 3 other characters that have yet to be announced, but will be playable by the end of 2021.
When Facebook was launched back in 2009, Zynga also launched Farmville within the social media platform, and it became the game to play, remaining the most popular game for the next 2 years. Farmville was a simple RPG that allowed the players to farm, harvest crops, and raise livestock. The game even got a sequel in 2012 with Farmville 2, which was then followed by more adaptations, like Farmville 2 Country Escape and Tropic Escape, but now Farmville will be leaving its original platform at the end of this year. The reason for this is due to Adobe stopping the distribution and support of Flash Player for web browsers. In-game purchases will be available for Farmville until November 17th, but after that, the payment system will shut down and refunds will be unavailable. The game will still be playable on Facebook till December 31st, however. Farmville 2 and its associated games will still be available via mobile gaming. On Zynga's support blog page, they have said the following to the players of Farmville. We're aware that many of you have been with us since the very beginning, helping to build an incredible global community of players over the years who've enjoyed this game just as much as we have. For that, we say thank you. While this may be sad news to Farmville fans, there is hope. Zynga has stated that they are working on a Farmville 3, which will also be available via mobile gaming.
While the release of games is kind of slow right now due to the state of the world, there are still game updates that have been occurring to feed gamer needs of having something new. For Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that means Season 6 and Halloween-themed content. The new season brings a new Battle Pass, and Battle Pass owners can unlock either a pet vampire bat or a hellhound to assist in assassinating a player's enemies. The new patch has even added a subway system that makes navigating the map a lot easier, and the train is even a safe zone. 2 new guns have also been added to the game via the new patch, the first being a marksman rifle called the SPR-208, and the second being the AS-FAL rifle. Finally, there are also a variety of bug fixes and both new multiplayer maps and game modes. Another game getting a new season update is Fall Guys. Fall Guys Season 2 comes out October 8th, and with it comes a medieval theme. There will be new levels and mini-games with castle-like layouts, more customization options, costumes to make your avatar look like a witch, wizard, knight, or dragon, and you'll be able to gain more crowns as you progress. In the previous season, it was difficult to gain crowns that allow players to purchase featured costumes. So with this change, it will make it easier for players to get the costumes they want by completing the seasonal reward track.
Although the game had a huge hype train and made even larger promises, No Man's Sky didn't get much praise on release in 2016. Much of the disappointment at launch revolved around the fact that many of the features mentioned were not in the game. Although that was the plan from the start, players were not told this and expected to play a finished game when it was first released. Because of this, many fans were angry at how little gameplay and multiplayer features there were to start with. Flashing forward to 2020, Hello Games, the team behind No Man's Sky, have released the huge Origins update, which delivers on many of the original promises of the game, which includes new weather patterns, wider planet diversity, and huge buildings. Sandworms are included in the recent update, and they have caused the fanbase to erupt with excitement. The worms in question first appeared in No Man's Sky during a teaser trailer in 2013. When the game eventually launched, some players were sad that those sandworms had not been added. The studio founder, Sean Murray, explained in 2018 that they were cut from the game due to being rather temperamental. Reportedly, they would explode for no given reason, and even kill the player sometimes. After being added into the game recently, they have caused a mixed uproar of terror and satisfaction. After being initially shocked, the player base started finding out what they could about these strange beasts. In the game, they are called the Immortal Worm. Although they are massive, they do not change the landscape in any way, and do not damage players. Mysteriously, they are not added to the player's codex after scanning them either. This incredible addition to the game has led to a surge of exploration as players attempt to find their own planet of sandworms. Overall, sandworms have become a special addition to the game, finally being added after so many years.
Hey guys, and welcome to this week's game review. I'm one of the associate producers, Haley Cipher, and today I'll be reviewing Super Mario Bros. 35. You're in luck if you are already a member of the Nintendo Switch online community. This game is offered as a free download for members only. That is actually the only way to access the game. The game happens to only be playable until March 31st, 2021, according to Nintendo's website. So play while you can. When selecting 35-player battle, the game starts you off on a course that is voted upon by each player. You will end up playing course number 1 practically a million times, as no player seems to pick a different option. That gets quite annoying, and some fatigue comes along after repeating the course over and over every time. I also happen to be pretty impatient, which is key to note. Once all 35 players are in the lobby, the countdown starts from about 90 seconds. The good news is, typically you don't have to wait longer than about 25 seconds to start the course, but it is something to note. I guess it's also a given though, due to the multiplayer aspect of the game. So the basic premise of the game is the same of past Mario games: run, jump, forward, squat. Goombas and more Goombas and other enemies come flooding your way. Try not to get overwhelmed though. These enemies are an opportunity to sabotage your opponents and also gain you more time in the game. Each enemy that is defeated gives you more seconds on your timer to complete the course. The timer starts off at just 35 seconds, so these enemies are actually really handy. It changes your approach to the Mario game a bit. Instead of skipping over enemies, I try to jump on the heads of everyone. You are given choices as to where your defeated enemies go as well. You can send them to 5 different options: a random player, the player with the most coins, the player with the least amount of time, an opponent who has recently sent you enemies, or you can pick anybody. As you race along the clock, you are encouraged to rack up coins, of course. At the beginning of the course, you can redeem 20 of your coins for a mystery block to help you along the way. The second boost for defeating enemies is as follows. A fireball kill will grant you an extra second. Jumping on them gets you 2 seconds. I'm Haley Cipher, and thanks for tuning in to this week's game review.
Hey Ruby, it's good to see you and have you back here.
Thanks for having me back. I'm excited.
Awesome, it's always good to see you. So today we're going to be diving into all things Animal Crossing. With the month of October, Nintendo has brought some significant updates to the game in a variety of ways. So let's get right into it. My first question for you today is, do you think these updates will bring back some players that have felt lost with what to do on their island?
So the biggest thing about this update is that it's Halloween. They're bringing in a bunch of Halloween stuff, new DIY recipes, there's going to be a new guest on the island, there's some new activities, some new furniture. So for people who think they've done everything, well, there's now some new stuff, and it's really exciting.
That's awesome. What kind of spooky themed update are you most excited about?
So the biggest part of it is the Halloween update. So you have Jack, the Halloween czar. He's going to come over to your island. You get to work with him. You get to hand out some candy to your villagers. And doing that, you'll get some new furniture items and some new decorations to decorate your island with and your house. You also get to grow pumpkins, which lets you use the new DIY recipes. So even more decorations and furniture to add around. Make your island look spooky for the occasion.
That's really good to hear, but with all these new additions to the games, such as the skin colors and eye color options, do you believe they will leave the game once the spooky season is over?
So these items will probably be unattainable after it's over, unfortunately. And with the new skin and eye color options, for example, the new skin color is a green one, so you can look like a zombie. That seems kind of seasonal, so I kind of doubt it would stick around afterwards. But anything's possible.
Yeah, that's always great to hear. But my next question for you is, Animal Crossing is finally bringing back their amiibo cards for the first time since 2015. What are these exactly, and what do you hope to see from this new set?
So what amiibo cards are is you can scan them into your Nintendo Switch to bring a villager to your campsite, which is really nice if you want a specific villager. So there's been a bit of a demand for these when New Horizons came out, because a lot of people want, their favorite villagers from the old games on their island. And they became kind of hard to find because, they were last made in 2015. So it is really nice that Nintendo is making more of them so that they're more accessible to everyone. And they also have a chance to put in all the new villagers, because there's some new favorites as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you feel about Nintendo bringing back the limited edition Animal Crossing themed Switch? Bringing back a sold-out console is not something that they normally do.
It is certainly interesting. The Animal Crossing Switch was very popular. So it is nice that they're bringing it back for the people who want one so that they have another chance to get one.
That's good to hear. It's always great to appease the fans. But my last question for you today is, can you explain to us anything about the Nook Link app? It seems like a great new pocket companion for any Animal Crossing player.
So the Nook Link app is a part of the Nintendo Switch Online app you can get on your phone. So in the Nintendo Switch Online app, they have little extensions for every game. The Nook Link is the one for Animal Crossing, and it's pretty convenient. You can manage a couple things. You can chat with your friends on it. Like, you can use your phone to send your messages from your phone to end the game when you're playing. So you can use your phone to type out things instead of using the controller. It makes it more streamlined. In this most recent update, they're adding the ability to do reactions and emotes from your phone to also streamline that as well.
Well, that's great. But that is the last question I did have for you today. It's great to have you back here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that we were able to sit down and talk. And I can't wait to sit down again and talk to you again.
Right. See ya.
Awesome. So that's all we have today for this week's analysis. We're going to throw it back to Sydney and Kristen to wrap up this week's episode.
Found out she was speaking Simlish and was saying, "Help me, help me."
As of today, we are now on Bianca Watch.
Dun dun dun.
That's right. Anyways, if you guys want to be reminded about upcoming episodes, the best way is to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Pixel Peak App TV.
Exactly. That way you won't miss new Pixel Peak episodes. They come out every Monday at noon. They premiere on WatchAppTV.com, Skybest Channels 20 and 1020, Spectrum Channel 198, or on App State's Campus Television Channel 23.3.
We'd like to thank our amazing crew for another spectacular episode. Thanks to writers Rebecca Larson and Josh Beal, Nintendo analyst Ruby Hall, and producers Nick Corbin, Elise Taylor, Haley Cipher, and Jacob Barber for another week of impeccable gaming industry content.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
And we hope you enjoyed your stay on Pixel Peak.